Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be taking a look at XRP because it has been quite a while since we updated XRP. A bit of a boring period in the market at the minute with the holiday seasons as expected, but there is a couple of Fibonacci's on XRP that we need to be looking out for on the lower and higher time frames. So I can see a bullish scenario playing out and a bearish scenario. So we're going to take a look at both and how we can try and benefit from both scenarios, staying prepared for all scenarios in the market. A bit of higher time frame analysis and lower time frame analysis. But before we get into that, if you don't mind, smash a like on this video, subscribe if you aren't already, and let's get into it. So just zooming in here for XRP, I'm just going to take the current swing high on the higher time frames to the current swing low, and we can get a sense of what Fibonacci levels are being key levels that we need to look out for. And at the minute, we are seeming to reject off the 38.2% retracement mark, and a lot of people are calling this for a head and shoulders. But there has been periods in the past where XRP has formed this formation, it's looking like a head and shoulders, it's looking like we should break down, and then we go on and fill that empty space back up at the 78 to the 61.8 retracement mark. And I think that's probably what we're going to get for XRP, but the question is, how are we going to get there? So if we just take that higher time frame Fibonacci off there so we can get a better idea of what's going on the lower time frame, we'll leave that big zone up there so we can see any confluence that comes into play as we are analysing these lower time frames. So again, if I just take the lower time frame current swing high to the current swing low, you can see we're getting exactly the same thing here at the 38.2 retracement mark where we are rejecting. But then we are now looking to come back up with a bit of momentum. And I think this momentum is probably a bit of a trick in the market where we come up and fill some of this empty space back up the lower time frame 78.6 and the 61.8, and this is where I believe we can then get a bullish scenario or a bearish scenario. So if you can imagine we get this wave up like this to around the 46 to the 50 cent mark, at that point everyone would again get really bullish, and that's at the point where I think a little bit of profit taking to protect yourself might be a key decision, because at that point I think then we could maybe get a move back down to come into this minus 27% zone right here to take out all of these lows that we've been building up, because every single high low here has been a higher low. A lot of liquidity is seeking below these levels, right below the 28% mark. So I think this minus 27 zone would be perfect for the market to then come in and drop fast, and then we get that move to the upside. So this would take out a lot of day traders, take out a lot of liquidity, and then really seek to take the liquidity of the empty space back to the upside here for XRP. Or I believe we then get we can get a different move where we just come up to this retracement mark, come up to the 78.6 to the 61.8, hover around these areas, and then move up either way. So I think we need to be prepared for both scenarios. But I think using these Fibonacci's and a couple of key trend lines that we're going to focus on next will be the key to managing risk in this market. So removing the Fibonacci's off the screen now to make it a little bit more clear, I've left the key zones from the Fibonacci's on there, but I've just drawn this wick to wick trend line for XRP, which I can see possibly coming into play. So if you can imagine people who have this trend line drawn, wick, come back for a Fed test. At this point, if we came down and had that Fed test, it would be very manipulated. As we all know in the market, the Fed test of a trend line is so manipulated. So what I could see happening then is a break of the trend line, come down to our zone at around the 25 cents, and that would be the point where everyone's calling for a break of this trend line. It's bearish, and then using our Fibonacci key levels, we move to the upside and get that key retrace that we're looking for. And that would be what market sentiment would be like at that time, with a Fed test of this trend line being manipulated. So that is another reason why I think a possible drop down, take out all of this liquidity in this empty space, and then move up back up to the higher time frame empty space Fibonacci levels. That could be a key scenario that we need to be focusing on. But again, we don't need to come down and take this liquidity, because if you can see here, if we zoom out right here for XRP, we had a very similar thing happen where we had higher lows being built on the weekly time frame, which was possibly looking like to form a head and shoulder structure here. Yeah, I don't know if you want to take that drawing as a head and shoulder. Take it as a head and shoulder, guys. That's exactly what it is. People would then be calling for a break back down to the level, like what we're looking for here, before then the move up. But we just, in fact, got the move to the upside, and that was with a lot of bullish momentum, a bit of different market sentiment. But again, technical analysis, I think, shows what is possible before market sentiment comes into play. So I think just be on the lookout for that, because we would get a lot of people calling for, oh, the trend line's broken, and then we get the move to the upside, in my opinion. So keep an eye out for that one. So leaving all of that on the screen here, I've changed it to the monthly time frame now, and you can see how this trend line is really taking a key role in supporting XRP and the price here for XRP. And that might suggest that we don't get the move down initially, and we just end up skyrocketing to the upside and get that move to the 70 cent zone. A little bit similar to the situation like we got around here, where we got a pump up, came back down, moved back up, and then we was looking to consolidate, and then just got the big skyrocket to the upside. Now, I don't think it's going to be as big as this, but you know, we've had the move up, we've come back down, filled some of the empty space here, didn't quite take the low like we didn't here, and then a possible move back to the upside would get everyone really bullish to then possibly even come back down to our key level there. And these are the scenarios you need to be planning out in advance. Just taking caution to the wind here, preparing for not all scenarios, and just managing your risk, guys. So I think that's all there is for me for XRP for today. If there's any major movement in the markets, I'll do another update, but for now, enjoy your holidays, enjoy the time off, have a good new year. I might push a new video out within this week or so, maybe not. I'll see how things go. But again, cheers guys. If you aren't already, subscribe, drop a like on the video, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time. Cheers.